Okay, let's see how this code is supposed to work. So we have, again, this is the input. We have the variable n, and then we have another variable sum, which is an integer, and initialize at 0. And then we have these for loops. Let's try to understand how these for loops work. In order to do that, let's add some basic instruction of printing. So we want to print at every single step of the loop. We want to print the value of I, the value of the sum before this assignment, and the value of the variable sum after this assignment. So we want to do the following. So let's write print current value of I, and then we write I. And then we want to write current value of sum, and then we want to write sum. Okay, and then we write the assignment, and then we write again this guy here, and then we put a pause, and so we ask for an input here, something. So this will pause every time before updating the value of I, it will ask for an input, so we'll pause the current execution. So every time I go to this for loop, I will print the value of the current variable I, and then I will print the value of sum before, so value of sum before the execution, before update, and value of sum after update. Okay, let's see how this works. So we run it. So we enter a number. So this will define how many times we go to this loop. So let's suppose we want to go over 5 times, and we want to add the value of number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we input, and so now we have the value of I is equal to 1, so we enter the loop, I is equal to 1, and this is what we are displaying. And the value of sum before the update is 0, because we have sum is equal to 0, so before going through this assignment value, the value of sum is 0. Now, when we do this assignment, the value of sum is 0, so this is the value that we are summing. The value of I is 1, so 0 plus 1 is equal to 1, and this is what's happening here. Now, there is an input here, which is this guy, which is asking, so I enter, and now I is equal to 2, so after this guy, we go back to 4, I now is equal to 2. And this will go on until we reach value of n plus 1, which is 5 plus 1, which is 6. So when I is equal to 6, I will not do this execution, I will not execute all of these instruction, but I will jump directly to this guy. So now current value of I is equal to 2, so and I print this guy here 2. Then before this execution, the sum is equal to 1, which is the oldest value. So sum is equal to 1, then 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, which is this other guy here. Now enter again, and now we have the other execution, which is I is equal to 3. So I is equal to 3, which is not the exit, so we are still going on. I is equal to 3, the sum before the update is 3, because it was the old values, this guy here. And now 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. I give an enter again, and now we have I is equal to 4, and we'll keep doing that. So sum before the update is equal to 6, and after the update is equal to 10, because I am executing this value here. So 6 plus the current value of I is 4, so 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, which is actually what I'm having here. Now again, I is equal to 5 now, and I is equal to 5, 10 is the original value of sum, 10 plus I is equal to 15. Now, as soon as I click enter over this, I will be equal to 6, which is the last value in this range. So I will not execute this, but I will execute only this guy and the algorithm will stop. So let me do it, enter, and this is what the output of the algorithm is. So we have executed this for loop, and I have added this additional printing statement just to see how the execution of the algorithm goes. So now I can delete all of them because I saw this is working, and I clean it in the way I wanted, and now I can execute this again. So let me clear all the outputs, and now I can run this. It will ask for a number, so if I input 10, it will execute these for loops 10 times, and it will give me the sum of all the numbers from 1 to 10, which is 55.